Hey family, on November 20th through December 1st, 2022, we will have the all-inclusive Kenya trip. Now, a lot of times people have said, hey, Phil, when's the next trip we'd like to go? I want to see Africa for myself, but this is the time to go. Everything will be taken care of. All excursions are paid. You can do monthly payments. You know, they'll have safari and a 6-city tour. You will see Charlie Island, which is something that we did not see last time on the tour. This tour will be 12 days instead of 7 days. So make sure to secure your place on the trip by going to www.wbsvs.com, make your deposit, and then you can start making your payments, and we'll see you in Kenya.
Being somebody that's also lived, you know, in the West, one of the things when we decided to move back here with our family was there was so much shock and horror. Like, why are you moving back to Africa? Are you crazy? Everything you have is here. You guys are doing great. You know, you've bought a house, you've got your kids. What are you doing? This is madness. Mm-hmm. This is madness. You're gonna suffer. I have never not suffered less in my life. I am not suffering. I can tell you that. Very confidently too. Because we live so well. We're middle family, middle income family, but we're good. Our children are in private school. I would have never been able to do that if I lived overseas still. Should have just gone to the public school down the road because that's what we do, because I got to drop you off on my way to work. And like, we're busy. We're busy out there, you know? I would have never been able to have a helper. We have a helper in our home. I actually have 2 helpers, might I say, you know? I can afford that here, where I can have somebody help me in the home, help me to clean, help me so I can do other things. She's doing the cleaning, she's doing the laundry. Our house is never a mess. You'll never find a dirty sock on your way out the door. Not since I moved here. Maybe when I lived overseas, maybe, you know, laundry takes a couple of days.
About the West. You live there in the West, right? I know from just being there and just every day being reminded that you're black, right? How was it for you dealing with stress there? Because for me, it's constant stress, and living in the West, especially if you're black, you're going to have some form of mental health condition.
100%.
Due to but how was it for you?
I agree completely with what you said, and part of the reason we moved was because of stress, right? We just had our second baby, and I was like, I just don't see a way out here. Like, you know, for us, it was like, we've got no support. All our family is here. What are we doing? Like, can we just go home? But also, that stress you're talking about of, even if you're working and you have a good job, I always felt like I was the token black girl, you know? So you're here for our numbers, you know? Don't say none, won't be none, you know? Or something so simple as in Canada, we had, you know, Canada has free public health, right? It's for everybody, it's free. It's really free, you know? So, but you need a health card. I remember trying to go and get a health card, and we had moved into this new neighborhood, which was, I guess, predominantly white. That's fine, as is everywhere. So what are you gonna do, right? We went there to try and get our health cards because you got to give them the new address. And this lady looked and said to me, "When did you land in the country? Where are you from? Are you a citizen? What's your immigration status? Because you can't get," like, that has nothing to do with getting a health card. We left, my husband and I walked out of there, we left, we went to another office that was located in quote unquote what we would call the ghetto, you know, where all the black people are, Sudanese people and stuff live there. We were in and out in 2.5 minutes. We got our new cards. That's crazy. So can you imagine that stress? I mean, you guess you can imagine it, you know?
Yes, I know.
My husband couldn't go out on a walk by himself after 4 p.m. That's crazy. Babe, you cannot go. And you cannot, please don't wear a hoodie, for crying out loud. Like, what are you doing? Unless it's the 3 of us or the 4 of us with the babies, you're pushing a stroller, you're like holding your wife's hand. Yeah, sure, you know, we can mess around and do some funny stuff, but by yourself, you cannot. That's stressful. Not only is it a mental stress, it becomes a physical stress, because what if 5 o'clock is the only time he can go for his daily jog? Then he can't. That's crazy. And to live with that amount of stress, and I think for me is I can compare it, right? I understand that there's a lot of talk and like, Johannesburg is not safe and crime rate is high, and I get that there's some places where the crime is crime, but to not freak out when my husband is not home at a certain time, to open the gate and take a walk to the park where we live, it's like round the corner with my kids, and not feel threatened. I mean, for me, even coming into Johannesburg, every time I fly into Johannesburg, for some reason, especially coming from Canada, we end up, our flight always goes through Europe and then hit this way. So there's always a lot of Caucasian people on the flight. I have a rule that I'm always the last one out of a flight, especially with kids, like we got strollers, like it's busy. Like, why are we even rushing? Let them go, we'll take our stuff and, take our time and like just walk there. But I can guarantee you that every time I've landed at OR Tambo, coming from an overseas flight, I'm the last one out of the plane, but somewhere, somehow, some black woman, I always feel like I'm home. A black sister looks at me, sees me. How, see, how, where? And then I skip the line, and then she walks me through, and she's like, hey, please, move, please. And she, hey, Chubby, can you, what's this one, Milo? And it's just like, I'm home. This is my home. Like, I can actually do what I want. I can actually skip the line. And you guys ain't gonna say nothing about it. Because this is home for me. Because you guys are constantly skipping the line on us, even at McDonald's, you know, so let me do what I do here. And so just that, can you imagine just that, knowing that safety, that I'm home. So even to get out of the plane, I take my time. I'm like, kids, let's take a picture. Look at this. Because I know, like, we're home and we're safe. Just that alone, just that picture alone speaks safety to me, speaks less stress to me. It speaks welcome home. And that's and there's less stress. I can guarantee you that. Yeah,
I mean, because every time I come, I'm just like so happy. I don't have no stress. I don't have anything. Now, this is, our first time in Johannesburg, and I've been to Ethiopia and Kenya and things like that. Now it's a little bit more white folks here, that's for sure. But I don't feel that at least for me, in America, white folks, sometimes they can be looking at you certain ways, or they got all the police is white, the judges, everybody just white. All the advertisement, everybody, it's like no black folks live there. All the advertisements is white people. But when I come here, all the advertisements is black people. I went to the bank, I think Ned Bank. Everybody black in there, it's just everybody black everywhere.
It's so joyful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, okay, you see yourself, and then you just don't feel that then people nice. Hey, how you doing? And XYZ. It just, you don't have to deal with, with Karen and her crap, that you may have to deal with, or some freaking racist dude, just don't like black people. It just,
they're there.
It's we live in a war, literally a war zone daily. In America. And I try to tell my brothers and sisters all the time, say, look, go to the continent to see it yourself one time. If you don't want to be there after that, that's your business. But at least go see it. Because America has done a good job at propagandizing the African continent so well and telling black people, you're going to go over there, something going to happen to you. Or, oh, this is the best you can get. You don't want to be over there, But yet, like you said, when you come in here, full of white folk. Going lay up on the beach somewhere in Cape Town, or like when I think when we went to Kenya, one of my subscribers say, Phil, look outside in Mombasa. They laid up, but see, back in America, they will tell you, if you don't like it here, go back to Africa. Well, hell,
I'll go back.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem going back. When I get there, you there too. Like, we can't go nowhere where you don't follow. I'm saying, why you what I'm saying? That's what just frustrates me. Say, can we go one place that you don't go? Like, seriously, can we just kind of deprocess from you just a little bit? I think we need 1,000 years just to kind of be away from each other, just for 1,000 years, and then let us heal from all the trauma that you inflicted, and then after that we can have a conversation, right. But people think I'm kind of
I'm with you. I'm with you, and I think exactly what you're saying. Like I said, I'm from Zimbabwe, right? You've heard so many bad things about Zimbabwe. It is not. Do not invest in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is in the pits, which it is. Economically, we're not doing so great. Wait. I
was going to agree with you on something.
Okay.
The only reason Zimbabwe is where it's at is because of those sanctions from the U.S. and the EU. They purposely did that because the great Robert Mugabe decided to give the land back. These are 4,000 white people, because I researched it. 4,000 white people that he said, no, the land belongs to Zimbabwe citizens. And they sanctioned Zimbabwe for 4,000 white folks. If that is so evil to me.
And what have they done to us? But I was going to say, if you today get on a plane to Zimbabwe, there's flights to Zimbabwe, I think it's every day, there's at least, I don't know, maybe 10 if I'm being conservative here. Every flight to Zim, 3/4 of those people are white. Where are they going? Where are they going? If it's so bad, where are you going? Stay put. Stay where it's safe, you know. Stay where you can make money. Even to this day, where things have gone so bad and whatever, they still trying to be there. Why? Leave us alone. Don't worry. We'll be okay. Let us fix our own problems then that we've created, right? So for me, I just think they exactly like what you're saying. Like they know the good of Africa. They know that we've got the richest soil in the world here. Whether it's farming, whether it's mining, like this has got the richest soil. Like where in America in your backyard, I mean, you should see my backyard. We have all sorts of vegetables and like growing out of there. I'll never buy a tomato in my life. And it's just like my random gardening with my nails, which isn't so great, right? That speaks to how rich the soil is. It's not me. They know that. That's why they are here. And that's why they're not leaving. I will leave before they leave. I can guarantee you that. If they're here and they've tasted it. And that's why it's so important to encourage black people overseas. Come home. Come to Africa. We will love on you so hard, you know. Never mind the fact that you're black, but we can tell you that you're not from here, right? We can tell just your stature or your accent or the way you are. So we're even gonna love on you harder, because we're like, oh, they don't know this. They don't know that black people serve in banks, really, you know. They don't know that. They don't know that CEOs in this country, it's black people. Not all of them, but they're coming up. You don't know that you can have your whole legal team, Mpofu and Moyo and black guys, they're fighting for your justice. I mean, really. If black Americans had black people in their legal team fighting for their justice, would the jails really be so full? Would they?
Well, as long as the white supremacists is in control of any country, black people are going to suffer, period. It don't matter if you're in America, the Western world, period. We didn't create this, but they created a relationship where it's a weird relationship because they hate us. It's clearly they hate us, but they can't stay away from us. And that's a question I never can get answered from one of them. If we are so bad, right? If you just don't like black people, it's always a problem with black folk. Why do you always come around? Like we can go in this corner and say, okay, cool, you don't want us over there? Cool, we're gonna go over here. And here you come. Yeah. One or two of y'all showing up and then you look like, what's going on? Well, I'm not like them. I mean, I agree with y'all.
I have some black friends.
I got some black friends. I got black people in my family. Just like if there was a mass exodus of black people out of the West, like say, you know what? We out. We leaving. Them white folk would be following right behind us. Well, why y'all leaving? I don't know what's going on, but I'm leaving too. You know, I mean, they can't stay away. I'm like, Europe's over there. Can we be here? You know what I'm saying?
It's cold over there.
But they want to get mad when you say that, but it's the truth. It's like, because I don't want to be around people that don't like me. You know, if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, no matter who you are. You know, you look at the Chinese, they coming down here and happy. They love it, you know, in the African continent, you know. So I believe what it has to be, and which this part of my mission, is to help bring people here, let them get on the soil, and I believe the soil and the people here would do the job. I ain't got to say nothing after that. Continue to highlight, you know, the African continent, talk to people like you who's been on both worlds, you know, and transition. Because most black folks don't know how it feels to have nobody to help in the house. You can't afford that.
No, you can't. That's crazy.
No, you know, or maybe somebody even cook, you know, here and there. Oh, A private chef? Oh no, unless you rich.
Unless you're rich.
Unless you rich, or you working you work to like you're a dog, and then you retire and die. That's really all you can do in America for the most part, instead of living the life that you really want to live.